Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fantactics podcast. I have reason to be very humble because looking at my Champions League predictions and of course the weekend predictions, I was very vociferous in saying that a certain team would damage PSG and the certain team will be damaged by Chelsea. But, well, it is what it is, and that's what football is all about. I am in the studio with my regular co-host, Sabubu Elkun, and as you can see, we have a guest in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, give a Fantactics welcome to Efe. Efe, how are you doing?
Yeah, thank you.
How does it feel to be on the show?
Lovely.
Sabubu.
If you watch our last week episode, somebody sat down, spread his leg and opened his mouth. Chelsea, we beat Man City. I thought I didn't hear him very well. No? But apparently, Chelsea would have beaten Man City if only a certain striker from a West African country called NJ had done what he needed to do. We saw the games over the weekend. The Champions League matches came and they went. I'm still surprised, Renz, that Man City were in control of a particular match in Paris and they ended up conceding 4 goals. Did that come as a shocker to you?
It was a shocker, but like we have all come to notice about City, they have been very fragile. They are psychologically. I mean, they just don't have that edge to them. Although in recent games in the Premier League, they are regaining their mojo, so to say. But that match, I was shocked and I was not shocked.
It shows where they needed help because in this mid-season transfer window, a team is going for 2 defenders at once. It shows you that they know where their problems are.
Yeah.
And probably it really helped them over the weekend because on Saturdays when the matches started, Arsenal played Wolves. We saw the red card given to the young boy Skelly, and we saw the uproar around the whole UK. Everybody said that's not a red card, that's not a red card. Well, in football, they say the referee's decision is final. But I, from what I heard, they said Arsenal wants to appeal it. But you know one thing about appealing, if you lose it, there are consequences.
Arteta actually put the referee on trial. He said, I'm going to leave you to be the judge. And I'll put this one to UFA because we all have at one time or another as fans, whether Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, have been burned by referees. Maybe Man U can't relate. They can't relate because they have always been kind of favored by referees. But what is your take on the level of officiating in England right now?
The level of officiating in England now is like a schoolboy officiating. It can actually be compared to Nigerian league. And so honestly, the truth be told, it's crazy.
Sunday.
So it's very, very crazy. If you look at the statistics for Michael Oliver has given more red cards, 8 out of 53 games, to Arsenal, 1 to Chelsea, and then you have Everton. You understand?
Everton has given 5 to Everton.
So you can see in comparison. So let's see. You understand? I don't like their views on social media, but the thing is truth. Like you just said, he has actually put the jury out to Michael Oliver. You understand? You should remember a certain coach then when that Tuchel actually called out.
Yes.
Currently he's no more in the league.
Yes.
So you can see definitely the same thing will happen. There's an uproar against everything. And thank God the people like the Sky Sports referee, what's his name, that comes out. He came out and said, yes, a yellow card. Thank God for once, Sky Sports has actually said the truth. So it's really appalling the level of appreciating.
And, thankfully, for Arsenal, they got their result. Yeah. But it still, begs the question, why is a league that is being marketed as the best in the world getting the fundamentals wrong? We have VAR. VAR is supposed to call the attention of the referee to little errors like this. But surprisingly, the referee was not even sent to the monitor. Say, check this decision that you made. And it's just crazy. But Arsenal, they got their result. And like you said, the referee is on trial. So that's for another day. But let's look at some of the other things.
Well, in England, a certain Forest team that was building momentum, and they were already rehearsing the Champions League anthem in the city.
In their stadium.
They got battered at Bournemouth.
This is what happened.
Not one,
Deforestation.
not two, not 3, not 4. 5 goals. And it shows you how brutal the Premiership is.
That's not the worst part. 5 what? What was the score? What was the score?
5-0.
Unreplied goals. 5.
You know, and it, you know, remember I told you in 2 episodes ago that anybody that does not take Bournemouth serious is at his own peril, because you saw what they did to Chelsea.
Yes.
If not for the experience and the magical feat of your captain that took that free kick, Chelsea had lost that match already. So you see what they did to Newcastle. They dismantled Newcastle. So it's a thing that if you do not take them serious, they will hit you and you'll be left
bamboozled. Yes.
Yeah. Then in Italy, we saw a top match between Napoli and Juventus. And Juventus lost for the first time to Antonio Conte. More of payback.
We all knew we were all expecting it. We knew, because Conte is a specialist in that league, and you don't envisage him losing that battle for pride. It was just a battle for pride. So he got one over the line, and that was expected. But also, that was not the only top of the table clash in Italy.
Inter Milan won away 4-0. Which other? Inter won 4-0, and ironically, they have one match in hand. So if they win that match,
they are still looking to climb the table.
They go top because they have better goal difference to Napoli. Claudio Ranieri is doing his magic. AS Roma won away, and I'm wondering, did he come in too late?
Well, there's always another season, so hopefully he can build momentum, because the way you finish a season can determine the trajectory of your next season. Chelsea bounced on the momentum of last season to build very well. But of course, we all know what's happening now. Chelsea are in crisis, but we are going to get into that.
Did you see the Nigerian guy that scored that winning goal for AC Milan?
Samuel Chukwueze.
What a match! That was classic Italian football.
And that's why we love the game. It was an amazing one. Also, Atalanta got their win away at Como, which was also a good result to keep them at pace with the top of the table. In Spain, Atletico drew again with Villarreal. It was something that
people were not expecting, and the investors are very upset because everybody felt Atletico was going to win that match. Then the guy that people said he couldn't fit in Real Madrid has 15 in 19, which is a very good record. Mbappe.
He scored during the Champions League in midweek, and he got a hat-trick over the weekend. Mbappe is hitting top form at just the right moment of the season for Madrid. And it's amazing to see how things will play out. You know, when you're scoring, everything is rosy. So when all the big boys are fit and firing, let's see how the chemistry of the team goes about.
Team spelled another team's name.
Yeah.
You get it?
In fact, nobody was expecting that scoreline. It was very embarrassing. If you watch that match, you begin to wonder, is it that Valencia just came in to come and run around?
And Valencia gave Madrid a run for their money when they played that fixture. So you would be forgiven to expect that they were going to trouble Barcelona. But, Barcelona are like that. When they just snap into it, they can be brutal. And then, of course, when they want to, they can be lackadaisical.
Yeah,
but anyhow, we have seen them and they got their results. But Madrid are 4 points clear at the top of La Liga. Yeah. And we all know when they get the breach between their teeth, it's very difficult to let go. So it's going to be an interesting battle to watch out for.
Bayern Munich won again. And the team chasing them ended up drawing at Leipzig. You know, both of us felt Leverkusen was going to beat Leipzig.
Yes.
But it ended in a draw.
It ended in a draw. I know that will be taking us a little bit back, but Bayern went 3-0 down against Feyenoord in the Champions League. And I know Kompany was he was hired, they wanted to retake the dominance locally.
Yeah.
But Bayern will always be judged on their progress in continental competitions. And that result...
To be honest with you, I watched that match because they play about 3-4 matches.
Yes.
So I was changing the channels. And if you see those 3 goals were classic counter-attacking football. Bayern were doing the playing and Feyenoord was doing the scoring. You understand? And I asked myself, is this a template of how to beat Bayern Munich?
It's traditionally a template to beat, the possession-based teams. You just want to soak up the pressure and counter them. And then, of course, I will always drag us back to England. Let's talk about Man City versus Chelsea.
Efe, you watched that match.
Honestly,
tell us what you noticed in the match. It
was crazy because for you to be a Kosanov, the new guy they just was a baptism of fire. The guy was run ragged. So you could see from the first 15 minutes, Sancho running right on the right side.
Yeah,
definitely now using the Nunes as a right back doesn't work for me. I don't understand why they're using him as a right back. You understand? The concept of putting him on the right back doesn't work for me.
Well, I don't think Nunes was that bad at right back. He wasn't. And for Kusanov, I know he was overawed by the occasion for a few minutes, but he kind of settled into the game. Nothing spectacular though, but what you would expect from your defender, do the simple things and do them well. But that error was, of course, a welcome to regret. Yeah. Now, let's get into the crux of business. The match was laden with a lot of mistakes. Yeah. Kusanov opened the scoring with a mistake. And then let's talk about the problem position. What I would say is the problem position for Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea fans, during their last fixture against Wolves, it was that bad that fans were calling for Sanchez to be subbed at halftime. And then again in this fixture, the position for that Haaland goal. What do you have to say about that?
Honestly, I don't know why he came outside. Because you saw a defender actually coming. You saw Chalobah actually coming to the back because Cole had already been dispossessed. You understand? And he fell down. So what the hell were you coming out for? And he has shown this consistently over time that he always gives balls out of in possession.
Is it that he misjudges his passes? Because at times when you're under pressure, just kick the ball fine.
Now, Sabubu, I will say this and Chelsea fans will like it. Sanchez was third choice at Brighton for a reason.
Yeah, sure.
That's a possession-based team, a team that plays out from the back, right from Potter's time. He was third choice for a reason.
How did he now become number one in Brighton? Or was it injuries to the...
No, he was number one at the time, and then his mistakes relegated him to the bench.
Okay.
As at the start of last season, he was third choice. And he ended up at Chelsea, and somehow, after the whole...
And they paid so much for him.
25 million.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, that's not even the problem. Why is Sanchez still starting in goal for Chelsea despite all the calamities? He has directly... his errors have directly led to about 5 goals already. That's like a division topper. What do Chelsea... Now, the question is, what does he have to do to be dropped?
But wait. That guy that was in goal last season, that young Ukrainian guy, I don't know his name.
I think he's Serbian. He's Serbian.
Is he injured?
No, he was loaned to Strasbourg. So apparently Maresca feels like he doesn't fit his style of football. Now the person that has fit his style of football is giving us fit.
Okay, fine. You saw what happened yesterday in the Premiership again. Another VAR error. Fulham versus United. Wow. That United second goal was not an offside goal because the elbow of the Fulham player when that line was drawn was ahead of the United player.
Now,
I'm beginning to wonder what the hell is happening.
Now, we would have been forgiven for the Arsenal game that the referee didn't even go to the monitor. But in this case, VAR, they brought out the rule and it's kind of baffling, honestly. It's kind of baffling. Man United will be excited they got the win and of course, Lisandro Martinez with another screamer of a goal. he's also hitting form at the right time. But like you said, a lot is being left to be pondered by English officiating. I think them and Sanchez have one thing in common. They're very inconsistent.
Have you noticed something that in continental Europe, the referees or the way they ref games
is different.
Completely different.
It's different, yes.
Because VAR checks are very swift. You understand? They don't want, the whole world is watching it. There's an issue. I know the funny thing, the English referees are
also part of them. But they won't pull off those stunts. So those are stuff that we are left to ponder about the game in England. But we'll just go for a short break. When we come back, we'll be looking into the Champions League fixtures, because this is the moment of truth for the teams that are seeking to make the round of 16 or the playoffs. And then also we are going to look ahead to the fixtures of the weekend and the transfer window. It's still the Fantastics podcast. Don't go anywhere.
The Champions League will be rounded up this week. And this week, a lot of teams would be out of Europe completely, because this new Swiss format doesn't have the luxury of you dropping into
the Europa League. Yeah.
Now, some teams need to win outrightly and hope results in other matches go their way. Number one team is Paris Saint-Germain. Another team is Manchester City. Winning doesn't guarantee that they would get to the playoffs. They just have to hope and wish that other teams playing do not pick up points. Aston Villa is playing Celtic at Villa Park. A win guarantees them a top 8 finish. Efe?
I definitely feel Emery will actually go to play straight win for them. They played enough. Emery is actually good in the Champions League. So actually look at, even because it's classic Europa maestro for him. So going to the next round, definitely for them, they'll be there. I'm very, very certain.
The Rennes is Barcelona, Atlanta. This is more of who will finish higher than each other in the top 8.
Each other, yeah.
Because the two teams are already guaranteed of going through.
Yeah, Barcelona are bossing it in the Champions League right now. Their win against Benfica showed their spirit and their grit. It was a fighting win under, very, very tough weather. So it's an exciting fixture to watch.
That like scoring.
Very tough, and very close.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go safe, and I will say that both teams are going to score. But I would back Barcelona to get the maximum points.
3 fixtures.
Yeah.
And the 3 fixtures involve German teams.
All right.
And those German teams are all playing at home. Bayern Leverkusen versus Sparta Prague, Bayern Munich versus Slovan Bratislava, then Borussia Dortmund versus Shakhtar Donetsk.
You didn't have Stuttgart PSG.
Is Stuttgart playing at home too?
Yeah, Stuttgart are at home.
Oh, that means a lot of work for German police.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy fans coming in from all across Europe.
I want to talk about Stuttgart first.
Yeah.
I have my reasons why.
Yeah, okay.
Because of the team they are playing. So, what do you think those 3 German teams will win comfortably?
Well, Leverkusen and Bayern are playing, teams that you would expect them to, with their second string sides.
Yes.
With their second string sides to get maximum points. So I don't think that will be a problem for them. Salzburg, no, not Salzburg, sorry. Salzburg, Dortmund.
They finally fired
now. Yeah, yes. I told you he's going to go. Mm-hmm. He's going to go, and the next person to go will be Postecoglou. So we are going to keep an eye on that. But Dortmund versus Shakhtar is a tricky one, because right now Dortmund are vulnerable
and
Shakhtar is doing very well. So I'll go on a limb and say it's going to be
Dortmund win or draw, right?
Dortmund win or draw.
But Bayern straight win.
Then Leverkusen straight win.
Then Real Madrid are going to play against a team that we know what they can do.
Yeah.
They are
a beloved team.
They're our beloved team.
Yes.
It is Brest versus Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Remember, Real Madrid has lost twice already in this Champions League season.
Yes.
To AC Milan at home, and they lost to Lille away.
They are a French team.
But I know they are going to breast them up.
So now, I don't know about UFA, but we all love Brest. Or don't you?
Yeah, we do. Even the coach, ironically, the coach says Mbappe.
Yes.
You understand, doesn't play very well against Brest.
Against Brest.
So typically, right, over time when he was still in the
he struggled
struggles at Brest. So looking at it, I feel definitely it'll still be the same way. Maybe there'll be some kind of struggle because they know him.
Real Madrid needs to win this match to get qualification for the playoffs.
For the playoffs.
They can't even qualify.
It's baffling because most of the European giants that would expect they will be topping the table, Real Madrid, Man City, PSG.
I go for a Real Madrid straight win. I don't know about you.
To be a tight one, you understand? It's still a tight one, but Madrid is still.
What about you, Rez?
Well, I would say Brest will trouble Madrid, and I'll be there to watch.
Then we have Girona versus Arsenal, Inter versus Monaco, Juventus versus Benfica.
Now, Juventus versus Benfica is looking like a match that you might say is a draw.
Yeah,
it's looking like.
But Juventus needs to win that match to qualify for the
fact that you need something doesn't mean you get it. And I don't back Juventus these days because they are so vulnerable and so exciting at the same time. They can score and then they'll just concede. So it will still be another match where we'll see goals, a lot of goals. I will say over 3 goals in that fixture.
I'm looking at Juventus win or draw in that match.
Okay.
Then we have Lille versus Feyenoord, Man City versus Club Brugge, then PSV Eindhoven versus Liverpool. As it is, Liverpool have won the Swiss format. Swiss format as it is. They just need a draw to confirm it. So I don't know the team that Arne Slot is going to bring out for that match, but I know he's going to go there not to lose. Remember, he's playing against his fellow Dutch.
Yes.
For Man City, they need to beat Club Brugge very, very well.
Thoroughly. To give themselves a chance.
Then, those are the key fixtures we have. Then we go to the Thursday night boys, where some teams need to win to be assured. AS Roma is taking Eintracht Frankfurt. Ajax will take on Galatasaray. Anderlecht versus Hoffenheim. Athletic Club versus Victoria Pilsen. And a small matter of FCSB versus Manchester United. And where's our beloved Tottenham Hotspur? Taking on F-Sport.
I've said it and I'll say it again. Postecoglou, pack your bags. You will be dust your CV. There are other job openings that might suit you, but Tottenham, they are going to fire him very soon.
United need to win to be sure of a top 8 finish.
I think Basel will give United his 10 test, but they should get over the line. And even Tottenham.
No, the FCSB is it's an Hungarian club.
Hungarian?
Yes, it's an Hungarian club. It's not Basel.
I assumed it was Basel. Well, United for the 3 points. Up Man U for life.
Then we'll go to the weekend fixtures. In the Premiership, we have Nottingham Forest versus Brighton. Now we want to see the stuff Liverpool are made of. They're going to Bournemouth. Then Everton play Leicester. Ipswich Town, Southampton. Newcastle, Fulham. Then Wolves versus Aston Villa. FA. Nottingham Forest versus Brighton.
I feel it's going to be a goalless draw.
Goalless draw.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's in the score.
Yeah, the first person says goalless draw.
So the thing about
Nottingham Forest.
Do you think they won't bounce back?
So they're jet lag already. You understand? They've not working on. So there's something they brought out their trophies already. You still remember when Aston wanted to play against them? They brought out all their trophies they won in Europe. You understand? So that's the same thing. It's gotten to their head. And Maranaki is also is not helping out matters. They're always going into the
dressing
room. You understand? Being the assistant coach or even being your coach. You understand? So I don't feel you should let this guy just do what he's doing.
Do his job.
You understand? And influence you and let them play. You understand? Let them not be carried away. Because if they're carried away by their form, you understand? At least they got a rude awakening from Bournemouth last week. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be high score draw.
It's high score draw. Because I would say Brighton will definitely concede, and Forest are very likely to score. So it will be an exciting one.
Forest, and they have a striker called Wood.
Yeah.
It's from the Forest.
Yeah.
They bought him from the Forest
to come up.
So it's the Wood. He will score.
So who would fit brighten their day?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's to me, I feel it's Nottingham Forest win or draw.
Okay.
Bournemouth Liverpool. Rest, I need you to give me 10-second analysis on that match.
Now, these are I would say contrasting teams. Why? Because Liverpool are all about control. Bournemouth are all about incisive and quick attacks, utilizing the flanks and trying to overwhelm with physicality their opponents. So it's an exciting fixture to watch.
Okay.
But predicting it is very dicey. Why? Because Liverpool have a loss coming, but we just don't know who will inflict it yet. They are still looking imperious though. They are looking very good. Bournemouth, almost a 3 or 4 game winning run now. So this is a fixture you'll be expecting goals.
I look at both sides to score.
You'll be expecting goals, but you cannot really predict which way it's going to swing. It's going to be really close.
You know what I feel for this match is it depends on the team and Slot will bring out on Wednesday in Eindhoven.
No, he will have to rest players because
if he goes with that full squad to go and play PSV, and PSV needs a win so they can make the play.
They'll make them work for it.
They'll really work. Happens
to any of their.
Bournemouth is going to be resting for one straight week. I hope you know that.
Well rested.
And they're playing in their stadium.
Hungry.
They know very well. It's only Chelsea that have avoided them in that match in that stadium. A late win for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Every other big team has gone there and they've come
suffered.
strong. So if he goes to PSV and plays his full team and goes out, all goes blazing, and he comes back, remember, Bournemouth is far away from them.
So they'll have to travel.
Wolves and Aston Villa is probably the last match of the day in England on a Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a Villa win in that match. The way I'm looking at it. Because
Wolves are out of sorts. Wolves have come for Wolves. Yeah. So I think that's that. Also, we didn't talk about Newcastle versus Fulham. Yeah. That's a match that has, even the Bournemouth, Liverpool, the Forest, Brighton. Those are fixtures that have the capacity to alter the shape of the table.
Yeah.
Because from third position downwards to 6th and 7th, the gap is really, really close.
If Newcastle wins that match, there will now be extra pressure on the match that's going to be played on Sunday.
Yeah.
The Arsenal-Man City match.
Arsenal-Man City.
Because City will now have to win that match to regain their position in the league.
So right now, Nottingham Forest are on 44 points, Arsenal on 47, and of course, Arsenal are playing Man City. So you see, it's crazy. Man City are on 41, Newcastle are on 41, Chelsea are on 40, and Bournemouth are on 40. So it's just this weekend is going to rejiggle the look of the table. So it's an interesting one to watch. And if you grew up around Teesside, you matured into a man around those shores. So what do you predict for Newcastle against Fulham?
I feel this guy will bring this scoring boost again. The form guy, Isaac is going to have a strong time. And definitely this is other guys,
Jacob Murphy.
Murphy's been good.
I heard something that Murphy has Nigerian roots. Are you sure we are not going to help NFF to apply?
Don't worry. We'll
talk about it.
Then this guy, people fail to realize that one of the heartbeat of Newcastle team is Gordon.
So Newcastle, I am excited for one. I know Chelsea have West Ham on Monday. As a biased Chelsea fan, I don't expect anything from them, and we are going to get there. Don't worry, Chelsea fans, I'm coming for you.
Then in Spain, Atletico Madrid versus Mallorca, then Espanyol versus to Real Madrid. Atletico needs to start winning because that draw against Villarreal nobody expected it.
Yeah,
based on their form.
I think they have to take care not to lose too much ground. I mean, they came from far back and they built momentum. They closed the gap. They went on top, and then they are also now gradually relinquishing their hold on that top of the table. So Simeone needs to figure out what's wrong and figure it out quickly. Yes.
Real Madrid, Espanyol, FA.
Real Madrid, Espanyol. So funny enough, that Espanyol goalkeeper, Arsenal was actually bidding for him. And since that time, since we failed to get him, he has not been as good as...
He has not been himself.
So I think I think Real Madrid will actually easily win this.
Mbappe is going to find some more joy against Espanyol.
Bayern Munich is playing one team like that. They call them Austin K. We all know what will happen, so don't need to ask
They will carry them. They will carry them.
As it is, as Borussia Dortmund gotten a coach.
Not yet. There are a lot of candidates being linked,
They are
but
playing, FC hiding them. So I hope.
we hope they don't hide in them.
Okay.
Okay.
Then in Italy, Atlanta will take on Torino. That's one of the.
That's another tough fixture.
That's a notable fixture in Italy on a Saturday. Then on Saturday, there's another Champions League participating teams are playing themselves. Brest versus PSG.
Yeah. I think finally Brest might find some joy. Brest has been giving people joy, but they might find some joy because why are you laughing? You don't want Brest to find joy.
No, Brest is playing well.
Please, we have to support Brest. I personally don't like PSG, so I wouldn't say that. So I'm fully behind Brest, and I hope that they can at least get, even if it's a point, if not the 3 points.
Then on Sunday we go to England, where there are three key fixtures on Sunday. Brentford will take on Tottenham Hotspur, and I can tell you for a fact that if Postecoglou is still there, he has to win that match. And Brentford,
if he is still there,
yes. Brentford is a terrible team
to play at this point in time.
And they're playing at home. They go all out. I look at both teams to score. I can't tell you who will win the match. For me,
I can tell you with a certain degree of confidence that Tottenham will lose that game.
Okay, fine. Then Manchester United.
Efe, you wanted to say something?
I was definitely going to say Postecoglou will be sacked before halftime.
Before halftime?
Yes.
This one is new.
This one is new.
I thought Sanchez to be substituted at halftime was the worst.
Honestly,
well, let's see how it goes.
Then Manchester United will take on Crystal Palace. I hope United will be on
alert.
On alert and
on form.
And they play well.
Well, some things are looking up for them. Generally, they are playing a little better than they have been, but they still have issues. So I would say that match will be a low-scoring game. There won't be a lot of goals because these are two teams that are kind of struggling to score goals. So I would say under 3 goals.
Then the Super Sunday, the match the whole world is waiting to watch. Arsenal, Man City.
A resurgent Man City.
Because
let's put you on the spot. Tell us.
It's funny because we don't know what team complexion will come out that day.
Okay.
Arsenal is actually reading with injuries. You understand? We have Mourinho out. We have Odegaard out. So
no. Odegaard was ill.
I know he was
so
ill.
He should be back. Mourinho was more of a precaution.
Okay.
They didn't want to risk him.
Okay.
So if it comes to the midfield and defense, we don't know how far will they appeal.
It's going to be a tactical battle.
Yeah.
And it is on that note that we will now progress to the Monday fixtures, where Chelsea fans will be hoping that they will get a win.
Barcelona is playing on Sunday, don't forget that.
Wow.
Barcelona, Alaves.
Then in Italy, it's Juventus and Empoli, AC Milan.
Do you see what's Abubu just the Chelsea fans? You people are not even important. They don't talk about your games anymore. You just be like, go Barcelona play. Let's move on to better teams. Let's move on.
We have the Milan derby.
Yes.
The tough Milan derby where a win for Inter and possibly a draw or a loss for Napoli will leave Inter at the summit with a game in hand. Remember, AS Roma is playing Napoli.
Yes.
After that match. And we know AS Roma, the way they're climbing the table is a shock to everybody.
It's not a shock, really.
Are you serious?
It's not a shock. For me, it wasn't a shock because I think the choice of manager that AS Roma made is what was hampering their team. They have a very good side, actually.
Yeah, they have a very
but
good side.
I think, sometimes just the same way with AC Milan, you just pick the manager that is not the right fit and you get your experiments wrong. You might end up with a good team that is in free fall. And that's what happened. I'm not surprised. Ranieri is a good manager. Now, I have always been an advocate of the fact that you cannot depend on Chelsea to give you any kind of consistency. I just have this to say about Chelsea. They need to figure out their problems quickly. They need to use the transfer market if they have to, because Chelsea are lacking in a goal scorer. And until they get somebody that can put the ball in the back of the net, There is going to be sorrow at Stamford Bridge.
Thank God that the transfer window is still open. Teams are trying to do business. Arsenal is trying to get a forward. We heard of Sesko, we heard of Osimhen, we heard of everybody. In fact, every attacker in Europe has been linked to Arsenal. I heard Chelsea is trying to get an Nkunku deal. Chelsea wants outright payment of 70 million. United want a loan deal.
Yeah, I've also heard that a swap deal for Garnacho is being muted. I don't understand Chelsea's transfer strategy, honestly. I can't understand it. But no problem, they should continue.
Well, as it is, we have come to the end of the show today. For every time we're here, we'll continue to thank you for supporting us. We see the people subscribing, the followership on Facebook. We see the comments. We appreciate it and we want more of that. Efe has something for us.
If you say something to the Fantastics.
I just want to say thank you for actually bringing me here today. It's been a long time. I should have been here more than that. It's really a pleasure joining the Fantastics crew. It's really... I'll be back anytime you invite me again.
So, Renz,
thank you very much, guys. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you in the studio. If you're welcome to the show, we hope to see you again. I want to thank you, the fans, for your consistency in supporting us. It's been an amazing journey. We see the growth and it motivates us to do better and to expand the spectrum of our content. Thank you so much for watching. Stay glued to our social medias. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, let us know your thoughts. Chelsea fans, you can come and drag Maresca in my comment section. I will be welcoming. I'm happy to hear from you. Continue to like, subscribe, and share our content until we come back next week with more of the Fantastics content. Please stay blessed and have a good time.